Have you ever wondered that what you eat can actually affect how you feel? Spoiler alert, it can. Yes, it can. And today we're gonna find out how. So stay tuned because this is very important. So our diet isn't just fuel for the body, isn't just going to give us energy. You've got to understand that food plays a very crucial role in our mental well-being. Research consistently shows that a plant-based diet that's rich in vegetables, fruits, nuts, legumes, seeds, these type of diet is associated very strongly with improved mood, with reduced anxiety, and better mental well-being. These foods are not only delicious, not only are packed with all the nutrients our body needs, like vitamins, minerals, phytochemicals, antioxidants. All of these, by the way, work hand in hand in synchrony to support optimal brain function and mood regulation. That a plant-based diet is the best diet to optimize brain function and mood regulation because of the existing scientific evidence. Diets high in vegetables, fruits, legumes, whole grains, these have been linked to lower the risk of depression. Now, here are some of my practical tips to harness the mental health benefits of a plant-based diet. You ready? Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Dr. Adelita, a plant-based doctor, here today to talk about this profound connection between a plant-based diet and mental health. We are all aware of the fact that mental health, including depression and anxiety, these are affecting people across all ages, whether children, adults, or elderly people. And unfortunately, we manage mental health immediately or almost immediately by reflex with medications. But what about the role of diet or food? Food is medicine too. We know that we've proven that many times it can manage effectively and even potentially reverse physical conditions. But what about mental conditions, mental health problems? So that's what we're going to talk about today. So let's explore how what we eat can significantly impact how we feel emotionally and mentally. Have you ever wondered that what you eat can actually affect how you feel? I mean, almost instantaneously. Spoiler alert, it can. Yes, it can. And today we're gonna find out how. So stay tuned because this is very important. In a lot of my patients who have depression or an anxiety and really most of them are on medications, they are surprised that, a few weeks into the dietary change, we're now discussing about the possibility of tapering down the dose of their sertraline or bupropion or, these anti-anxiety drugs and antidepressant medications. And they're amazed, like, how did this happen? But that's a good question, right? And today we're gonna dive into that and understand, because I believe that when you understand this connection, it will help you make yourself want to eat more plant-based foods. Let's start. So our diet isn't just fuel for the body, isn't just going to give us energy, in calories. Just not only going to give us, fullness and satisfaction and to many people, pleasure. You've got to understand that food plays a very crucial role in our mental well-being. And research consistently shows that A plant-based diet that's rich in vegetables, fruits, nuts, legumes, seeds. These type of diet is associated very strongly with improved mood, with reduced anxiety, and better mental well-being. These foods are not only delicious, not only are packed with all the nutrients our body needs, like vitamins, minerals, phytochemicals, antioxidants. All of these, by the way, work hand in hand in synchrony to support optimal brain function and mood regulation. Isn't that intriguing? Mood regulation. Just when we think that if we're depressed or anxious, we're victims, right? We cannot control how we feel. That is a myth. I mean, to some extent, if you think about it, diet along with lifestyle change and with appropriate cognitive behavioral therapy, and if you notice, I'm not mentioning any medications, all this string together and done in a most effective way, can truly benefit a person with mental health problems. Now, I know what you're thinking. You might be thinking, like, how is that possible? The only way to answer that is to delve deeper into the science behind this. We are confident at what we say that a plant based diet is the best diet to optimize brain function and mood regulation because of the existing scientific evidence. Diets high in vegetables, fruits, legumes, whole grains, these have been linked to lower the risk of depression, improve symptoms of anxiety, and these, for instance, let me just cite some examples here. Now, when you talk about mental health, research have shown that there are specific nutrients in plants that seem to have more role in facilitating our mood and regulating our emotions. One, for example, is folate, a B vitamins, and this folate is found abundantly in green leafy vegetables like spinach and kale, and like dark leafy greens, rich in folate. Folate is essential in the synthesis of neurotransmitter. What is this neurotransmitter? Neurotransmitter is a medical term that we refer to chemicals that our body produces to help bring or transmit signals in the nervous system. So there are also chemicals that act like this but classified as hormones, so neurohormone, because they also do some other things on top of the neurotransmitter functions. Folic acid. Adequate intake of folic acid can promote positive mood and mental clarity. Why? Because they are essential ingredient or raw materials, however you want to call it, in producing, in synthesizing these neurotransmitters. Fabulous. Now, we can get folate or folic acid not from the pharmacy, not from a bottle, but from our leafy greens. And not only are you getting the folate from leafy greens, you're also getting other chemicals and substances, natural substances that will enhance the action of folate, will enhance the quality of your folic acid. See, these substances in plants will act synergistically, potentiating its other's effect. So folate is one, which is very high in plant-based foods, particularly leafy greens. Another thing is omega-3 fatty acids. And I'm not talking about omega-3 fatty acids from salmon. I mean, it's like almost automatic when you talk about omega 3 fatty acid nowadays. Like, oh, then I need to eat salmon. Um, no. Just so you know, we have omega 3 fatty acids from plant based sources too. And examples are walnuts, chia seeds, and flax seeds. Now, omega 3 fatty acids is another key player in in mental health. These are healthy fats, and they support our brain structure, our brain function, and it also help reduce inflammation that of course can happen in the brain cells. So it reduces that inflammation so that your brain cells can work efficiently. And that's how it help alleviates our symptoms of depression and anxiety is to take adequate amount of omega 3. And we're not going to go for animal source omega 3 because we know that if it's animals, it also contain naturally cholesterol, and we don't need that because we're animals and we can make our own cholesterol if our body needs it, right? So let's get that or sourced our omega 3 from plant sources because they're just the most healthiest, and happens to be the total package of all the other nutrients that our body needs. Okay, plant-based diets are also characterized by low saturated fat and low and almost no cholesterol actually. So if you have this combination in comparison, or if you compare that with omnivorous diets, omnivorous, it's a mix of plant and animals. The plant-based diets, because they're very low in saturated fat and no cholesterol, always always in many cases outperforms the omnivorous diet in terms of mental health. These because how is that? Because this combination of the low saturated fat and no cholesterol promotes better blood flow. Nothing can get in the way. There's no cholesterol, there's low saturated fat, there's low bad fat. These fat and cholesterol, we don't have much of that, and so we don't allow and then have this settling of the fat and cholesterol in the lining of our arteries, so we have better bad blood flow and circulation to the brain. Remember, when we're talking about mood, when we're talking about mental and psychological health, we're not just thinking structurally as the brain and the nerves. We need to think more in that concept. And what am I referring is good circulation, because our nerves need the nutrients too, and there's no other way those nutrients can get to them except establish a good circulation, blood flow, smooth blood flow. And we can do that, we can make that possible by not allowing fats and cholesterol to settle in our arteries. Following? I hope you still are. Now, these plant-based diets also reduce oxidative stress, and they help, and that's together, reducing oxidative stress, reducing inflammation, allowing smoother blood flow to the brain, and having all the ingredients, all the raw materials that are needed for the brain to function well, no doubt can improve ultimately our mood and our psychological and mental health. Now, let's talk about the benefits of adopting a plant-based diet for your mental well-being. In addition to folate, in addition to omega 3, plant-based diets also provide a plethora of antioxidants. Antioxidants. How do we know that they have antioxidants? Just look at the colors. Look at the colors of those plants, of those fruits and vegetables. of those seeds and nuts and grains, look at those. You are just staring at the different kinds of antioxidants, my friends. And these different colors mean different types of antioxidants, which protect our brain cells and contribute to better cognitive performance. Um, Examples, all of them contain antioxidants. They may just vary in the amounts, but when we talk about what's the what's the of plant-based food that's the highest antioxidant, well, in the berries family, in the fruit in the fruit section, we go for berries. The darker they are, the more antioxidant they possess, and berries top the chart of a fruit that has the highest antioxidants. So we got the berries, we have the nuts, we have the dazzling colors of our fruits and vegetables in the produce section of the grocery store. Those are antioxidants staring at you, um, you know, uh, and then hoping you pick them up. So, in line of our topic on antioxidants, I want to show you, um, okay, what you're seeing here is an article that I wrote about antioxidants, and the title is "The Eat by Color Approach to Increase Fruits and Vegetable Intake." This is in my website, theplanetelita.com, under blog, and go to food and meal plans. It's there. So this article tells us that there in plant foods, um, we talk about the different cited some important nutrients, right? That are that seem to have a more significant role in mental health. But the key message I want to point out here is this. I mean, um, to simplify, the important message I want you to grasp here is that vegetables and fruits, they possess different colors, and those colors are antioxidants. And the best way to know how much to get or what to focus on is to first and foremost move away move away move away from counting calories, from counting carbs. If you want to focus on antioxidant, you got to move away from counting carbs, counting calories, and move towards counting colors. Again, counting colors. Why? Because these colors are antioxidants themselves. You don't have to memorize what type of antioxidants they possess in each color, but it's enough to understand strongly that the more colors you put into your plate from fruits and vegetables, the more antioxidants, variety of antioxidants you're going to get, right? So I'd invite you to read this article because they do are very important to understand that. For example, here I mentioned about folate, right? So, and also mentioned here on there are a lot in green leafy vegetables, and they do, um, and it's good for cardiovascular health. And we mentioned folate is also good for mental health because they are one of those essential nutrients needed for the synthesis, for production of the neurotransmitters, for the nerve messengers, right? And not only are you getting folate if you eat leafy greens, you're also going to get vitamin K, magnesium, potassium, right? And nitrate's good for blood pressure. It helps dilate your blood vessels. And what are you doing? You're going to, you know, promote better circulation because of the nitrate contents, right? You get a lot of things in one color group, right? What about yellow foods? Yellow foods, um, they help a lot, benefit a lot our gastrointestinal tract and digestion. All food digestion happens in the gut. It's just, but it does make sense to think about the gut, make it sure it's healthy enough to do its job, to digest and to absorb, right? And make sure it's not inflamed too. So if you want to do inflammatory, anti-inflammatory effect, maybe you should focus. Maybe you should add more of the green. I mean the reds. You know, the reds. Um, Here's another table here. Continuation for the blues or the purple colored fruits and vegetables. If they're purple, they contain much of these antioxidants that helps with cognitive health. Memory has been shown in research consistently. It will help improve cognition and memory and mood. Right? Though what about the browns? It provides good source of blood sugar and control cholesterol. Why? Because they are just so rich with fiber, right? Rich with fiber and other phytochemicals. What about the whites? Like onion, right? Or garlic, right? Or white broccoli, or the nuts. Here they do contain, several antioxidants and vitamins and minerals, anti-cancer effect. They've also that added benefit. So please read this article. It's really going to be very helpful for you, and very simplified presentation. Okay. Now, here are some of my practical tips to harness the mental health benefits of a plant-based diet. You ready? Number one, you're going to start your day with the nutrient packed breakfast. hmm Like overnight oats. And then you're going to top it with berries and nuts and seeds. Can you imagine how many colors are interplaying in that one single bowl? As I've said, the key here is to count the number of colors. The more colors you have naturally in that food, the highest benefit you're going to get from that food. So, a rainbow of fruits and vegetables in your meals to maximize the nutrient and the and the antioxidant diversity. Okay. Number two, choose whole grains like quinoa, brown rice, and whole wheat bread to fuel your brain with glucose, with a sustainable energy. I mean, these are good carbs, and our body can easily and efficiently metabolize good sources of carbohydrates, and that's from our plants. And the brain um, needs the glucose to function well. And we're going to get that from our browns, okay, from the whole grains. And third tip, incorporate a plant based source of protein. And these can be beans, lentils, tofu, tempeh, right? These will help support your brain function and also muscles in the body too. Next, stay hydrated. And this is with water or herbal tea. Do away with soda, even if they are no sugar or low calorie. These um, beverage will only, in the long run, cause more problems than that you never expected. So hydration means water and or herbal teas, and limit caffeine and alcohol intake or consumption in order to have better mood stability. By the way, alcohol, some people think when they're stressed, I need to drink so to unwind and de-stress. Well, physiologically, the effect of alcohol is that it is a depressant. It is a depressant. So it can potentially worsen symptoms of depression, and it can it's just masking, really masking the problem. existing problem, cause more problems. And what I mean by that is chronic drinking can increase your risk of cancer, and increase your risk for cardiovascular disease too, and many more. Now, remember, the journey to better health, mental health through diet is about making sustainable choices that work for you. Sustainable. Something that you can do even when you're not thinking about it. Because you can automized, uh, you know, by default, it becomes your automatic uh, habit, right, of eating healthy, because that's a key. The food that you eat is a medicine for the brain and for the mind. And this, over and over and time again, this plant-based diet has been shown consistently in research to benefit not just the physical but the mental health. By the way, our gut is what we consider as a second brain, and does more than just digestion, more than just absorption of food. It generates, I want you to remember this. Do you ever wonder where these neurotransmitters we're talking about, these messengers, there's these nerve messengers, most of them are produced in the gut. For example, serotonin, we consider as the happy hormone. It is produced in the gut. So it just really makes sense, right? To make sure we have a healthy gut, and we are not inflaming our gut. Otherwise, happy hormone production will decline, and you're not going to wonder why you're depressed. That's a very interesting fact, and that's a truth. Now, there's the gut brain axis, or GBA. Your microbiome, the good bacteria in your gut, can affect your mood by facilitating the bidirectional communication between your gut and your brain. So, there are a lot of messengers, neuro transmitters that are involved in this, entire process. And most of this, again, are produced in the gut. So, therefore, a healthy gut is essential for producing an adequate amount of these happy hormones and other neurotransmitters that are responsible for your mood regulation and stabilization of emotions. And so, let's not waste more time. Let's make more happy hormones by eating a whole food, plant-based diet. There you go, folks. If you found this insights valuable, please like and subscribe to my website, www.theplanedlita.com, or in my YouTube channel, The Lifestyle Changer MD. Together, let's cultivate a healthier, happier lifestyle through plant-based nutrition. Thanks for joining me today. I'll see you next week. Bye.